Hello and welcome back to my channel. This puzzle is for Symmetry. It's a 1,000 piece Cloudberries jigsaw puzzle. I did this puzzle for the Patterns Puzzle Along hosted by It's Puzzling on Instagram. And I enjoyed this puzzle for the challenge, but this puzzle took me the longest, I think, for any puzzle that I've done this year so far. So what you're seeing here are just a couple of individual images that I took so that I could post in the chat group for the puzzle along. And as you'll see at the end of the video, it took me a long time for my brain to assimilate the theory behind this puzzle. I do like this challenge of working puzzles that have opposing sides or mirrored sides, but I don't know. I don't know if I will figure out a better way to sort a puzzle like this. Should I come across something like this in the future? I just don't know how I'm going to go about it. But it was an interesting experience, and it hasn't discouraged me from picking up my next pattern puzzle, which is an Ebu puzzle. My cat's laying on the box. Let me try to get it. The one that I'm going to be working on is Sunshine Garden. It is not a symmetrical image, so it might be a little easier. We'll soon see. But that is it, and now you're about to see a short clips of time lapses. Now, I want to say that my camera drifts. It's not the camera that's drifting, it's the boom arm. So I tried something different this morning, and hopefully it will work. And if it does work, then you'll see a better quality with the Ebu puzzle. And if it does continue to drift, then I'm going to go back to a slideshow versus a time lapse. I did have to speed this up immensely because of the amount of hours that this puzzle took. And when I say the amount of hours, I tried to calculate it. If I did 15 speed and there's 60 seconds in a minute times 46 minutes of okay, I'm forgetting the math already. All I know is I believe it took me 46 hours when you do the math. And actually, I'm going to stop this clip here to figure that out. Okay, 15 speed times 60 minutes in an hour times 46 came up to 42 hours. So that's my rough estimate of this part of it. The last 24 minutes I did in real time, and then I increased the speed on that manually. So about 42 hours. I can't imagine that the Ebu puzzle will take nearly as long because the theory is different. But there you have it. It was a good puzzle in a lot of ways, and then there were some areas in which I didn't enjoy the puzzle. One of the things that, as I mentioned already, and I'm going to mention, I think, at the end, is the ink is coming off of the pieces. I found that strange. And the other area in which this puzzle created a problem for me was the false fits. And between those two issues, I did still rate it 3 stars for satisfaction because it does pass the pickup test. It is stable, but I'm going to go ahead and just talk on this part of the video, and then I will have the outro. Thank you for watching. Okay, I am taking very close-up look at this puzzle, and you can see all these areas in which the ink, I guess, the color is coming off of these pieces. Wait a minute, we went a little blurry for a second, but you can see that very clearly. Very discouraged by that. So let me change it. So I'll bring it from a different view, and you can still see the areas in which the paint came off. You can see it there, you can see it there. I said paint, but it could be ink. I guess it's ink. You could see it here. I've never seen that. This is a Cloudberries puzzle. It's only the third that I have in my collection. It's not that I won't buy any more. It's just that I'm not really crazy about a lot of the images, but because I like patterns, I bought this a couple of years ago, about a year ago. And when the patterns puzzle along came up on Facebook, this was a perfect puzzle to choose for this event. Now the event ends on the 30th, I believe, so I think I'm going to do my ebook puzzle, which is also patterns. So I'm just taking a broader view of the puzzle. Here you have it. I really did enjoy it. As you can tell, I'm missing a piece. And somewhere in the time lapse, you'll see that I thought I was missing this. Let's see. Which piece did I think? This piece right here that my finger is on. I went the whole puzzle because I had this piece over there. So why am I telling you that? Well, there were a lot of false fits. Not a couple, but a lot. A lot. But let me tell you about this puzzle. Something that took me a while to have my brain trained in the right way to work on this puzzle. As you can see by the box right there, the puzzle is called Symmetry. So it's the same on either side, but of course the piece cut is different. So at about a third of the way to close to half the way through, I realized that if I saw something, say, with this design and it didn't go there, I automatically knew it went over there. Now, the smart me should have put the pieces on the right side or the left side once I knew which side according to the design of the puzzle, but I didn't do that. I stayed with the trays until maybe the last 150 pieces. I stayed with the trays, but it took me forever. I also wanted to mention that there's a good portion of this puzzle that won't be included in the time lapse, and because this puzzle took me about 7 calendar days, I don't know how many hours, and I did have some help from my daughter Ariana today, and she helped me put in a good number of pieces for an hour or two. But that is this image, and now I have to start editing, but I think I'm going to make this my outro. So let me raise it. Yes, I'll make this my outro. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you with my next video.